Mhm.
With your makeup done? Oh my God. And we're live.
Got a loud shit on my nose. Thank you. Hey everyone, thank you for joining just an impromptu overlay fireside chat with myself, Luke Neumann, co-founder and CEO of Overlay, as well as Chase Teron, co-founder and CMO.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Got my makeup done. I'm good to go. We just wanted to talk about some of the things we're doing at Overlay. We wanted to talk about the Whiteout. We wanted to talk about a little bit about what the app is, what you can expect from it, and kind of where we're taking it. But I think at the end of the day, just getting to know us a bit better and getting to know who's behind Overlay and get you guys excited about what we're doing. So, Chase, I'll kick it off to you for the Whiteout, because that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the Whiteout was a way for us to really get a pulse on the creator economy and the people that are affected by the biggest problem that we're solving, which is every single piece of media that you upload online is being stolen, being scraped and used to program and train generative AI. So that is text to image, text to video, text to audio, and using the sources from your hard-earned media. All that content that you upload, not only just on social media, on your own website, has been scraped and used. So the Whiteout really was, how do we showcase to big tech, to these biggest offenders, that we understand what's going on. We're not oblivious to it. We're not ignorant to it. And really where we stand on basically us being the endless free data supply for them to train and profit billions off of, our hard-earned work. It's a spinning white lock of our Overlay logo. And then after it just snaps to the scene, I am not AI. So essentially we just want to get as many people as possible, creators, photographers, videographers, filmmakers, artists, musicians, actors, models, people that are actually getting their likeness and their art mimicked and copied and replicated without credit and attribution to participate in this. Stop posting, stop giving your best content away for free. And then once Overlay is ready to go live in the App Store, sure, continue posting, but every single piece of content from that day forward will be protected by Overlay. So that's kind of the short version of what the Whiteout's about, is how to unify the community of the artistic sides to come together, fight against big tech, to say we recognize the problem and we're not gonna put up with it anymore.
We feel like we have the solution, right?
Yeah.
We feel like we have the answer ready to go, and that is Overlay and what we've spent the last year.
So it's obviously like super advanced, Luke, like the technology behind Overlay. But if we could explain it to somebody, like what would you say that Overlay does? Who does it serve?
So as far as what you have to do, it's super simple. We created a mobile app that is free, at least for a while. It's free for all users. Eventually we'll have a paid version, but it's a very simple mobile app. You sign in, you log in with your Apple ID, you choose the photos you want to protect, you click protect, and then it does it in the background. Takes about 10 seconds. And then there's a new folder on your phone called Protected by Overlay. And those photos have all the protections that we have in place applied to them. Those are ready to go on social media. As far as what we're doing to those final Protected by Overlay photos, we overlay our invisible watermark onto that photo. That invisible watermark calls back to the metadata that has been stripped, right? And so we're standardizing a way to recover that metadata and link it back to your photo.
Which is essentially permanent metadata that's irremovable, immutable. And I guess the difference between Overlay, there's different companies that have watermarks or different glazing techniques and things like this. How would you say that Overlay is different, better, and more user-friendly? Like what is the differentiator with Overlay and what already exists for artists and photographers?
Yes, I mean, I'd say like there's on the protection side, there's glaze and nightshade. Nightshade essentially allows you to add tags to the metadata. Like, let's say it's a picture of a polar bear. You can say, no, this is a picture of a loaf of bread, and it can confuse AI systems. The problem with that is that metadata is stripped so easily, and therefore, like, if you're seeing a photo that has none of that metadata attached to it, then that doesn't really work. So that's more of like a hard binding approach as we see it. Works in some cases, but for what we're doing, where we want to give people the ability to share their stuff anywhere, we don't want to box in distribution. Nightshade doesn't make a lot of sense for our use case. Glaze is the other one. We took a long look at glaze and different poisoning techniques like that. The problem with it is that it takes like 20 minutes to do a single photo. And then, if that's broken, if that is bypassed, which AI is constantly evolving, then your retroactive stuff is kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
We also felt like it was kind of running from the fight. So, we look at that and different things like, hey, we built a social media app where AI can't scrape. That feels like running from the fight. So for us, we went, this is a very simple thing we're trying to say. It's no, you can't use it. And that should be respected. Like that's just, it seems like a basic human right.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. When you look at the foundational models, they need 100 to 300 million photos. So if you're thinking about poisoning and changing the metadata, obviously, like, good for Glaze and Nightshade, they're one organization for doing this and fighting and standing up for creators. That's fantastic. I think it's,
we hope that people Glaze and Nightshade and then Overlay.
Exactly.
Do all three.
Exactly. So when we're looking at the space, we just want to like holistically solve this problem. So if there's legislation that comes in that says, you have to universally opt out first, great. We solved the problem. That's fantastic. But every single day that content's being uploaded online is being used and trained as an endless supply of data for these organizations.
And every day the creator economy becomes more and more weak. Like we can sit here and think like the creator economy is resilient. It'll survive this no problem. It's not that old. The creator economy, like as we know it, what, 10 years old, 15 years old?
Yeah.
It's not I don't think it's experienced like a fundamental attack like this. There's no guarantee it survives.
Definitely. I think like even if we talk about this 10 years ago and you come from the land of YouTube, I come from the land of Instagram. When I first created my photo tour company from Instagram, it was an immediate 6-figure business because the algorithm allowed me to have that organic reach. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I can imagine you, instead of going to Hollywood, going onto YouTube and being like, I can make this on my own.
I can do it here.
So it's really interesting to see this creator economy evolve. And we're seeing the foundational part of it shift right from underneath the creator's feet. So if you're a musician, actor, model, photographer, artist, this creator economy that today is going to be like 100% different. And that's the kind of what we're trying to educate people on with Overlay. Is the first step of this whole process and the ecosystem that we build at Overlay is we're not stopping AI. We're not anti-AI. We are pro-AI, pro-responsible AI, which means ethically sourced, responsibly trained. You have the ability to make that decision, like you said, to opt out if you so choose. If you have tons of hard drives,
and there's no way to do ethical AI with the absence of an honored opt-out system. Correct. There's no way.
Correct. So explain. So this is what I find funny, Luke. When we talk about the opt-out solutions that exist today, they're impossible to find. What I think is pseudo centralized opt-outs that says it's just a button that kind of goes to nowhere, and you cannot ask them to validate or prove that your data is not going to be ingested from this day going forward.
And then you have to do it on every single subscription you have, every single place your photo might touch somebody that has data sharing. You have to find a way to opt out of that system.
This literally just happened with Ansel Adams, obviously. Ansel Adams' legacy team said, we've had enough Adobe. We put in Ansel Adams prompts in here, and it's generating the leading lines, the rivers, the shadows, the
same thing. By the way, the same thing happens with our ambassadors. You go to Midjourney right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. Okay. So Paul Nicklen photo. So no other prompts. than that, right? Like
Yeah.
I haven't said anything about nature. I haven't said anything about polar bears.
Look at this.
I haven't said anything about ocean. I just said Paul Nicklen, right? So yeah, I mean, that to me, this just goes to show you it knows what Paul Nicklen's work is without me even specifying it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Runway is another AI company, and their internal documents, their internal Slack messages got leaked, and a company called 404 Media reported on this and put all their information into this video. But if you go and you just start searching some of the YouTube channels from their internal business teams for what they've scraped, and we go Control F to find, we go Chris Burkhardt, look at that. Chris Burkhardt Studios, linked directly to his YouTube, landscape photos, photography. We look at all these other photography videos. You got Michael Shaneblum.
Yeah, Michael. Michael's one of my favorite photographers. Known him online.
He's a
for some time.
great guy. Great guy.
Yeah. Obviously Peter McKinnon.
Peter McKinnon's right there.
Hardman, a friend of mine.
Yep.
It's like endless supply of data, and you see these Slack channels where there's absolutely 100% disregard for any of the work and the craft and the mastery of the skill to go in and generate this work. So Luke, I mean, we built Overlay the last year, and it's ready to go. We're so excited. We have 200 beta users that are just absolutely loving the app, giving us the feedback, making sure that it's as easy as possible. It's literally a one-click button that's super fast and slick. Who's Overlay for? Who should use it? Why should they use it? And what's kind of the pipeline of what's going to be released with Overlay?
So straight away on the App Store, Overlay is for photos only, but we have developed protections for both video and music, audio files. So eventually it'll be for all creatives, everything kind of except text. But out of the gates on the App Store, we're protecting photos. And so that's anybody from your professional photographer like a Paul or a Mitty, down to kind of somebody just starting out, right? Somebody just starting out, they're going to build their library of images that'll be worth a lot of money. Start protecting those now. And then you go down to even parents, and we're both parents. We both have kids. People that post, pictures of them and their families once a month on socials. If the likeness of you or your loved ones gets into AI, that can be used against you. The thing with AI is you don't know how it's going to be used. It's a black box. Eventually we'll have, like, filmmaking is near and dear to my heart. We're working on video, super important to me personally as a filmmaker. Music, so podcasters, musicians, voiceover actors are a big one. But out of the gate, when we launch the app in the App Store in a couple weeks, photography and photos.
Well, it's really exciting. You and I and Alex and Paul and Christina, we've been working extremely hard on this. And if you guys want to join the human movement with Overlay and be a part of our community or our ambassadors, we have really exciting ambassador program. Some of our ambassadors are co-founders of the company. They own equity based on their participation, their engagement, their enrollment, and their understanding of the idea. So if you guys are world-class photographers, artists, actors, musicians, and you guys want to connect with us, please do so. You can email chase@overlay.app, or you can go to our website. We have a form you can fill out there. And if you guys just want to be a part of our community, we have an amazing group of beta testers and people that are really supporting this movement, this human-led movement of artists, and all different types of creatives are in that group. You guys can be a part of the community. We have a lot of really cool events coming up in the future. Overlay is going to be in South Korea for the Aptos experience. So this is a really, really exciting technology event held in Seoul, South Korea. So we're going to be speaking on a panel for art and technology and really discussing our solution for the creator forward creator economy, where we're building this proper exchange of goods and services for the original content creation from all the artists. So I'm super excited about that.
And keep an eye out on the App Store. It's going to be live here in a week or two. We'll let everybody know when it's live. We're not going to set a date. We're just going to come out when the Whiteout has been properly established, when the Whiteout movement has been properly established. But as soon as it's live on the App Store, it's free. It's free for people to use, at least for the first couple of months. Everybody has unlimited protections. Eventually, we will need to charge for protections because it costs us to do it.
Yeah.
But again, go download it, try it out for free, use it for free on your work while you can. And then, when we do have to start charging for it, we're keeping it cheap.
Like it's like the freemium model where people get a certain amount of free credits per month to use those, however they so choose. Our goal is to make sure that people have that option for as long as possible. So the more people we can get involved in this, the longer it can be free for everybody to use and protect their work. With that, when you're talking about the paid model, we wanted to keep it as affordable as possible. So that,
can you do that again? Yeah.
I'm up.
So with the paid model.
Yeah. So with the paid model, it's going to be super affordable. We've really worked hard on our costs. We have a really incredible system set up where we've determined how many credits and applications people can use per month based off of like kind of averages. So it's super affordable, sub $10 for that first tier. You get free protections for the first basic tier, but that's going to be robust enough to opt those images out and protect them. So,
and there'll continue to be a free version.
Definitely
limited on the number of protections you can do each month.
I mean, ideally, if we get enough users using it, we have that first tier that's maybe $10, and there's advertising that can take place while the protections are happening. It allows us to have that free model longer. So the more people we get involved, the more you guys invite people. There's a really cool referral network built into the application where you can send off, hey, this is Overlay. Here's what it does. Here's my link. And you can get those credits built up, kind of like a Dropbox referral system. So you guys can build up those credits and use them towards your photos and protect everything uploaded online. Because, when people talk to me like, oh, do I have to delete every single social media post? No. But you don't have to do that. But ideally, going forward, you're protecting with Overlay. And then with your website, ideally, you would just re-upload and make sure you have protected images protected by Overlay. So essentially, before you upload, overlay it. So that's kind of the last little sign off here for Overlay.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for the fireside chat. We will do more of these for sure. And keep an eye out on our social channels, the social channels of our ambassadors, for when the app goes live on the App Store. And we hope to see you guys there. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.